So you've had a hair transplant not too long ago, and you're staring in the mirror and wondering, is this even really working? Don't worry, you're not alone. I've been through this stage myself, not once but twice, and honestly, it is one of the most confusing stages throughout the entire recovery phase. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Amit. If you haven't been following the channel, you should already know that I have been documenting my entire journey from the start to finish of both hair transplants, showing you detailed step-by-step of what every month looks like and how that growth actually happens throughout the months and the years. This video today is going to be showing you the exact areas where you guys should be looking out for to make sure that you know that your hair is actually growing in a very similar way, what you can do to help promote even more growth in those areas on those specific months, as well as if there are any concerns to be raised on whether you need to speak to a doctor or not about your current hair transplant. If you're enjoying these videos that I put out so far about a hair transplant, definitely consider liking it, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more hair transplant tips. So I think the first important thing that you should know about a hair transplant is to have the right expectations when it comes to expecting the amount of growth that's going to be happening every single month. Hair transplant results don't show overnight. It's a very slow process, unfortunately, but based off of my experience, I'll go through the exact timeline of what I went through, and hopefully it resonates a little more with you because it is most likely this very similar situation that you guys are also in. So for the first month of your hair transplant, you have to go through a lot just to get through that first month of healing. You have to go through the scabs, you have to go through the redness, the swelling, the headaches, the sleeping, the shedding. It's just a lot on that first month, I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, once you get past that first month of healing, your hair starts to grow very slowly after that. Don't panic if you see small grafts fall out for the first month. It's completely normal. It's just getting ready to get into the shedding phase. Between months 2 and 3 is what they call the ugly duckling phase. It's mostly because the shedding phase is in full effect during this period. You're probably going to look really bad on these months, unfortunately, but it's all part of that process. When you get through to this phase, you'll know for a fact that your hair transplant is working because you have to look at your worst, unfortunately, to get to look at your best afterwards. During these months as well, you'll experience a lot of pimples, a lot of scratching, a lot of itchiness, but all of that is part of the hair cycle of the new hairs growing out. If you see small pimples on your scalp and you have this urge to itch, it's a good sign. Your scalp is just getting ready for those new hairs to push out and start growing. You might even see a little bit of patchiness and thinning on your donor area, but again, it's nothing to worry about too much because your hair is just trying to get back to normal. It's growing very slowly, and obviously you've had hair extracted from that area. As you get a couple of haircuts down the line, all of that will start to look very normal. Between month 4 and 6 is really where you'll start seeing baby hairs pop out even more. If you look closely in natural light, you'll start seeing those baby hairs growing out in all different directions. That's a good sign that it's working well. Generally, month 3 is really where it starts coming out, but by month 4 and 5, they start growing at a little more exponential rate. By month 6, you'll really start to see a difference between what you used to look like 3 months ago and now. Now between months 6 and 12, the growth really accelerates by quite a lot. Your hair gets thicker, denser, and stronger. By month 6 to 9, it does still grow a little gradually slower, but from month 9 to 12, it really pops and you start seeing so much more hair on your head, more stronger hair and more thicker hair. Finally, between month 12 and 18 is usually where at this point your hair stabilizes, it matures, and you start getting a little more thickness throughout those months. In order to maintain all of that as well, you have to continuously use your aftercare like finasteride and minoxidil. These are essential when you want to try to maintain a good amount of hair on your head. So I would highly recommend taking those if you aren't already. To be honest, you should be taking it throughout every single month of your hair transplant, but especially helps stabilize all the new hair that has grown on your head. If you want a visual guide for hair transplant recovery and to know exactly what to do, check out the new hair transplant post-operation recovery guide available for download now at postgrafts.com. Link is in the description below. Alright, so now we know what every month practically looks like. Let's talk about what you actually should be looking for during these periods and really understanding what are the key areas that actually are making our hair grow. So the first one is that I mentioned is that small baby hairs will start popping out at some point. This is mostly during the early stages of the 2nd and 3rd month, but by the 4th month, you'll really start seeing a pop. As I said earlier, pimples are formed on your scalp because those new hairs are ingrown and they're trying to push out of the skin. So because of that, you get a little pimple and it gets a little more itchy. But again, whenever you feel that, it means that it's a good sign that your baby hairs are starting to pop out more and more. And over time, they'll darken and thicken up as well. Another easy way to identify how your hair is growing is if you put your hands through your scalp and you start feeling that roughness or that little stubble, that means more hair is growing bit by bit every single day. Don't be afraid to touch your scalp at some point. It's totally fine. Just make sure your hands are clean whenever you do that. You might not notice it every single day, but if you keep taking photos every month, you'll start seeing that difference also for yourself. That's what I did. I took obviously videos every single month, and I took photos as well to just make sure I saw that difference. And as you can tell, it is very prominent that the difference is there. So I would highly recommend anybody who ends up wanting to get a hair transplant, document your journey, take photos of what you see, and at least compare it side by side so you can use it in the future and can't really tell if that hair is really growing. Now, there are also reasons why your hair transplant might not be working and some areas that could concern you. So let me go through those as well. If you don't see any growth by month 6 or 7, that's definitely a cause for concern. You may have some dead follicles and they might not be growing because either it's not getting enough blood flow on your scalp, or maybe at the time of implantation by the surgeon, that follicle specifically just wasn't good at the time. So it's best to check with your doctor as well. They'll probably know the best in this situation, but I would also highly recommend trying to use other alternatives like using minoxidil or taking finasteride, applying some sort of hair oils to help boost that growth if possible. If you have a little redness on your scalp, it's fine, but if there's a severe amount of redness, it could be signs of inflammation or an infection. If it is, you should definitely go and speak to your doctor straight away. It's not as common, but there are times where people can get infections on their scalp because maybe their hands were dirty and they touched their scalp, or they were exposed to the wrong type of medications. Different things can react different ways. So definitely speak to your doctor if you feel that there's an excessive amount of redness on your scalp. If you have sudden hair loss after the growth phase, it's pretty rare, but it does sometimes happen. And it could be due to things like diet, stress, or even certain medical issues. If you feel like there's a sudden loss of hair, even after your hair transplant's done after 6 or 7 months, definitely do consider speaking to a doctor as well. Don't diagnose yourself. Always double check with the clinic that you went to. They're probably the best people to give you the right advice in relation to that. Despite overanalyzing every little thing about my hair transplants, I think I did the right thing by making sure I was taking the right aftercare, and as well as documenting my entire journey to make sure I saw every month how the hair was looking. That way I could tell personally that the growth was actually happening every single month of the way. And I'm really happy about that, because if I didn't do that, of course I'd see myself every day and be like, okay, so this is what it looks like now, but I wouldn't be able to tell people like, hey, month 3 looks exactly like this, you have nothing to fear. I know you look exactly the same, but don't worry, your hair will grow. And I can at least tell people and give them that confidence of how the hair is and how it actually grows afterwards. So I'm really happy that with my 2 hair transplants that I did, I could at least see that growth for myself and share it with everybody else, and point out the areas that people should be looking out for and what they shouldn't be concerned about. What did help the most, honestly, was the consistency throughout the entire journey. Eating well, sleeping well, using my aftercare routine regularly, things like applying shampoos, applying minoxidil, taking finasteride, all these little things all added up to be able to have the right growth every single month, and for me to determine how well it was growing. So I would highly recommend anybody else who's considering getting a hair transplant or even have gotten one to be on these aftercare medicines, because it will help in the long run. If you're someone who still is considering a hair transplant or just has gotten one and just needs some aftercare help, I have a hair transplant consultation service that we can have a one-on-one chat to go through any questions you have, what clinics to go to, what aftercare to have, or even what type of questions you need to ask the doctor. I've been helping out so many people out there, and it's been really great to be able to have just a conversation with you guys and help you wherever I can. There is a link in the description below. Click it, book some time with me, and we can definitely start that conversation together. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop a comment below on what month you're currently at on your hair transplant, or at least what month did your hair start growing at. That'd be really interesting to know. Thanks so much guys for checking out the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.